أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. Inshallah we'll start Surah Alaq. آياتها 19. It's 8 verses. Ayat mean verses. Ha mean 8. يعني the surah 19. Ruku means that paragraph by which you can go to ruku in your salat. So there is only one paragraph, one ruku in it. In the current scripture, this is 96. And this is the first surah which was revealed. Okay, so surah means a chapter of the Qur'an. Al-Alaq means clot of blood. Makkiyatun means it was revealed before Hijrah, before migration. Okay, so at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, several surah will be revealed at the same time. Like 5 ayahs revealed, the Prophet ﷺ will say, put this in Surah Al-Alaq. The next day, another 5 will be revealed. The Prophet will say, put this in Surah Al-Qalam. Then the Prophet will say, put this in Surah Al-Muddathir. So that is why the revelation order is different. And this current order in the Quran is different. But both are from the Prophet. Okay? So nobody can say that, look, the Quran was revealed in one order and now you change the order. No, this order is also. But the revelation was random of different surahs at different time. Alright? Like for example, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. Okay? This is the last ayah. Almost the last, because three months before. And the Prophet ﷺ put this in the middle of his surah. Okay? Anyway, so this is Surah Al-Alaq, which is the first wahi, bil ittifaq, but not the whole surah. The first verses of it. The first 5 verses of it is the first wahi. Then the surah was not. Okay, now, the first thing which happened to the Prophet ﷺ, the first asar, the first effect that he going to be a prophet was what? True dreams. Okay? So the Prophet will see a dream and like a bright daylight, next day it will happen exactly. This is the very first thing which happened to him. Then after that, ثُمَّ حُبِّبَ إِلَيْهِ الْخَلَاء. He liked khalwa, loneliness. Okay, he will stay away from the company of the people. And 3 miles away from Makkah, there was a mountain called Jabalun Nur. In Jabalun Nur, there was a cave which is called Hira. Hira, I haven't been to it, but the ulama describe it that if you stand in it, so it is equal to the height of a man. You will not touch with the ceiling. And it is comfortably like a room. And naturally, it is built by Allah that if you stand in it, you look like a window, you can see Kaaba from there, from the cave of Hira. So the Prophet ﷺ, his wife Khadija radiallahu anha will prepare for him some zad, some provision, and he will go there for variable amount of time. The maximum time that he spent one time was the whole Ramadan on one occasion. And what was the worship in Hira? Tafakkur, that pondering, that what the people are doing, they're not supposed to be doing like this, worshipping the idol. So there was no salat, there was no zikr. there was no zikr, no salat, no other way, but tafakkur, okay? وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. That he was just pondering, meditating, muraqabah, thinking. This was the worship. Then on one of those occasions when the Prophet ﷺ was in the cave of the Hira, so Qur'an revelation started. Okay, so the first one is dream, the second one is loneliness, the third one is the revelation of the Qur'an. The angel came and the angel said, Iqra, read. The Prophet said, Ma ana biqari'in, I am not a reader, I can't read. Why? Because reading is normally done by what? From a written thing, from a maktub. So he told him that what you mean, if you are about to present me a paper to read, so be aware that I cannot read, okay? So he say, what you mean? So this is what it was. So, but Jibril mean that I am about to read something, you follow me. This was the meaning of Jibril alayhi salam. So the Prophet said, Ma ana biqari'in, if you mean that you are presenting a written paper to me to read, so I am not the reader. So the Jibril alayhi salam, he embraced him, he hugged him so forcefully that the Prophet said, I could not bear it anymore. And then he released me. Okay, so it was transferring the anwarat and the istidad and the capability to the chest of the Prophet ﷺ to connect it with the alam malakut, to make it strong. Then he said, Iqra. The Prophet said, Ma ana biqari'in. Again he hugged him. It happened 3 times. Okay? And then after that, when that happened, 5 verses, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq, they were revealed. And the Prophet was following after him. Then after that, for 2.5 years, no revelation came. That's called fatratul wahi, interruption of the wahi. And the Prophet was very much at that time under stress that what happened, because it was not told to him that you are officially being appointed as a prophet, but this thing happened to him. So when this thing happened to him, 5 verses came, so he came to his home and he told his wife, Zammiluni, Zammiluni. Cover me, cover me. Okay, Ya ayyuhal muzzammil, when you cover yourself in a blanket. So then his wife Aisha radiallahu anha, there was a man, his name was Asad ibn Abdul Uzza. He has 2 sons. One was Nawfal and one was Khawalid. The son of Nawfal was Waraqa ibn Nawfal. And the daughter of Khawalid was Khadija. So Waraqa became what? The first cousin of Khadija radiallahu anha. So Waraqa ibn Nawfal was not satisfied with the mushrik, with the ways of shirk. So he transformed, he became a Christian, and he was a scholar of the Hebrew language. And he learned Arabic also. So he used to keep on writing the Torah, the New Testament, and keep on distributing it and teaching it to the people. He was extremely old. So Khadija radiallahu anha said, let me take you to my cousin who is a scholar. And Khadija also told him, Wallahi la yukhdika, this hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, La yukhdika Allahu abadan, Allah will never disgrace you. Why? Because she couldn't say you pray, you do zikr, you give zakat, you do umrah, hajj, nothing was there. So all these are what? They are welfare things. Ikram Muslim. Ikram Muslim means that you need to be nice to another human being. Of course, there was no Muslim at that time, the typical one. So what she said, Innaka la tasilu rahim. You keep the blood relationship. Wa tasduqul haditha, and you speak the truth. Wa tahmilul kalla, and you carry the burden of the oppressed person. Al-kal means the one who is under burden, who is oppressed. Somebody need to carry his burden. That's called kal. وَتَحْمِلُ الْكَلَّ وَتَكْسِبُ الْمَعْدُومَ. Ma'dum means the one who has zero, who has nothing. Yani وَتَكْسِبُ لِلْمَعْدُومِ. You do earning for the one who don't have any money, no provisions. وَتَقْرِي الضَّيْفَ. Taqri mean hospitality. Okay, giving honor to the guest. وَتَقْرِي الضَّيْفَ. And you are hospitable to the guest. وَتُعِينُ عَلَى نَوَائِبِ الْحَقِّ. And you support the people against the calamities from Allah. Nawaib, okay, is haditha, calamity. Okay? And haq mean Allah. So when something, earthquake, flood, something came, so you help the people. Ala nawaib al-haqqi. This is what your character is. Okay? So his wife, who was very smart, she was one of the few people who could read or write, and she was a big business lady also. This is what the tribute which was given to her husband by the wife. Okay, that is why we say the Allah, the person who is religious is the one that his wife also said that he's a good man. Okay, now when he came to Waraqa ibn Nawfal ibn Ammi Khadija, فقالت له يا ابن عمي اسمع من ابن أخيك. Okay, he said, listen from your nephew, because this pedigree also go further, and the Prophet and Nawfal, Waraqa, they also become cousins. Okay, so that is why he say, listen from your nephew. فقال له ورقة. Waraqa told the Prophet, يا ابن أخي, O the son of my brother, ماذا ترى? What do you see? فأخبره رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خبر ما رأى. The Prophet informed him what he saw in the cave of Hira. فقال ورقة say, هذا هو الناموس الذي أنزل الله على موسى. This is the same angel that Allah sent to Musa alayhi salam. Okay, so look, there are two words. One is jasus. Jasus is the one who spy on you and bring for you the bad news. And one is namus. Namus is the one who bring good news to you. They call namus. That is why the teaching of Allah are called nawamis ilahiyya. Okay, nawamis. So what he say, this is that namus. Okay, he is that good news bringer. Namus. Okay, that came to Musa alayhi salam. Ya laytani fiha jaza'an. Ya laytani, I wish. Fiha means the time of your invitation, calling toward Allah. Jaza'an, if I was young. I'm too old now. If the time when you will be calling your nation, if at that time I was younger, I was young. This is what it means. Ya laytani fiha. In the muddat of your da'wat, in the time of your da'wah, if I was young, if I was wish, I could have helped you. Ya laytani akunu hayyan. I wish I was alive. إذ يخرجك قومك. When your nation will expel you from the Makkah, they will kick you out. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet say, أَوَ مُخْرِجِيَّهُمْ. Are they going to be the expellers? They're going to be so bad? قال, Waraqa say, نعم, yes. لم يأتي رجل قط. A man never came بمثل ما جئت, with the same teaching that you brought. إلا عوذي. Except that he was expelled. وَإِن يُدْرِكْنِي يَوْمُكَ. And if that day find me, which means I caught that day when you will be expelled, أَنْصُرُكَ نَصْرًا مُؤَذَّرًا. I will give you a full support. ثُمَّ لَمْ يَنْشَبْ وَرَقَ أَنْ تُوَفِّيَ. Then Waraqa passed away. وَفَتَرَ الْوَحْيُ. And the wahy interrupted for 2.5 years. مُتَّفَقٌ عَلَيْهِ. Okay, hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. Okay, so now what happened then, when these 5 verses came, I am telling you the sequence, okay? So 5 verses came, 2.5 years, no wahi. Then what came? Surah Muddassir came. Ya ayyuhal Muddassir. Okay? Muddassir also means Muzzammil. The one who is covered in the blanket is also called Muddassir, Muzzammil. And then after that, the Muzzammil came and Qalam came. So remember, these are the first 5. Then the first whole surah which was revealed was Al-Fatiha. That is why if you look at Al-Fatiha, the order of revelation of Surah Al-Fatiha is 5. Number 5. Okay? So if somebody tell you which one is the first surah of the Qur'an which is revealed as a whole surah, so what will be your answer? Al-Fatiha. Why? Because these Alaq and Muddassir and Muzzammil and Qalam, they were at the same time revealed little by little, little by little. All right? So this is the background, right? Okay. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah.